All right, today we're cracking open the consultant's playbook. We're going to look at the exact process that top firms use to kick off successful projects, and I mean every single time.
You know the moment I'm talking about, right? The phone rings or an email pops up and the message is simple. We need help. But here's the thing. That journey from a cry for help to a successful project is tricky. How do you make sure you're solving the real problem and not just a symptom? How do you set everybody up to win? Well, the secret is having a solid blueprint. It's called the consulting entry process, and it's this strategic framework that's designed to take a messy, chaotic problem and turn it into a clear, solid foundation. And believe me, it's not just about paperwork, it's about building a shared mission right from the very start. And here's that blueprint in 5 steps. It all starts with that first contact and diagnosis. Then you define the mission, design a plan, propose the solution, and finally, you formalize the partnership. So, let's dive in at the beginning.
Okay, step 1, making contact. This is so much more than just a meet and greet, This is really the diagnostic phase. A great consultant here acts less like a salesperson and more like a doctor trying to figure out what's really going on.
So, the main job right here is just to listen. Yeah, you're building rapport for sure, but you're also digging deep. A client might come to you with a surface-level symptom, something like, our sales are falling. But the real goal is to get underneath that and find the root cause. Is it a bad marketing strategy? A problem with the product itself? That's where the real pros shine. They find the actual source of the pain.
All right, once you've diagnosed the real problem, the next step is super important. You have to resist that urge to just jump right into fixing things. Instead, you need to formally define the mission. This is all about making sure everyone is aiming at the exact same target.
And the key to this step is a document called the Term of Reference, or TOR. You can think of it as the project's constitution. It clearly states the objectives. So for example, you take a fuzzy goal like improve our website and you turn it into a concrete target like increase online conversion rates by 15% in Q3. It also defines the scope, spelling out what's in and just as importantly, what's out of the project. It gets everyone on the same page from day one.
So with that crystal clear mission in hand, now it's time to put on your architect hat. This is where you design the specific strategy and the detailed plan that's going to take you from where you are to where you need to be.
First up is the high-level strategy. Now, this isn't about the day-to-day tasks. It's the big picture. Here, the consultant's got to answer 3 huge questions. What's our overall approach going to be? What are the few things that absolutely must go right for us to succeed? And maybe most importantly, what does winning actually look like? How do we measure it?
Now, you take that big picture strategy and you translate it into an assignment plan. This is the how and the when. You break the project down into clear phases, like discovery, then analysis, and so on. And for each of these phases, you define the key activities you're going to do and the tangible outcomes you're going to produce. This is what turns a grand strategy into a real, manageable roadmap.
Okay, so you've done the diagnosis, you've designed the solution, now you gotta package it all up and actually sell it. This is the proposal stage, and it's all about making a powerful case for why your plan is the absolute right one.
A really great proposal tells a story. It starts by proving you truly understand their problem. Then it walks them through your plan, step by step. It spells out the deliverables, the timeline, the investment required, and it all builds to answering that final critical question. Why should they choose you? So, once that proposal gets the green light, the final step is to make it all official. This is where a handshake agreement gets turned into a real, legally binding partnership.
And this is a really important distinction to make. The proposal, that's a sales tool. It's designed to persuade and show value. But the contract, that's a legal document designed to protect everyone involved. One gets you the yes, the other defines the obligations and secures the whole project.
I think this quote just nails it. A great project is built twice, once on paper and then again in reality. Everything we've just talked about, the diagnosis, the planning, the proposal, it's all about perfecting the paper version first. Because if you get that blueprint right, the actual construction has a way, way higher chance of succeeding.
So, the blueprint is complete. You have a rock-solid foundation for the project, but it leaves us with one last and maybe most crucial question to think about. Once the ink is dry on the contract and the work really begins, what are those things that go beyond the paper, the trust, the communication, the collaboration, that truly turn a well-planned project into a genuinely successful partnership?